Before I begin, or before we talk about the game, I do want to say, obviously, our thoughts and prayers from our program to the football program, the Flowers family. It's much bigger than basketball, football, winning, losing, all those things. What happened is obviously serious and something we've talked a little bit about with our team, but I just think going forward, especially here in the interim, our thoughts, intents, our emotions, everything should be kind of headed there a little bit as well. I don't really want to necessarily that to be the entire press conference, but I did want to make sure I mentioned that because I think in these games, as we get into them, we kind of lose sight of some of the bigger picture things, and that was obviously something that really hit home to our guys and to me as well. I don't really want to get too deep into mental health and things like that. I know I've talked about it before, but it is really serious. It's something that all kids of all ages, especially I think these days, need support, help, reaching out, talking to. It's something that reminded me to continue to talk to my guys about it, and hopefully all of us, will continue to kind of do that going forward. So I just want to make sure I did mention that before the game. The game itself, it looked a lot like our first actual basketball game. A lot of things that were a little ugly at times, but I think overall, the gist of what we've been trying to do is get better defensively, become a better defensive basketball team. I think we can all see the offensive talent here. That's going to be a work in progress probably through to March, and finding a way to juggle and merge all these offensive talents together. We have a lot of potential based on that, but I don't think we're going to reach it unless we can find a way to become a good defensive basketball team. And I think we showed some flashes of it tonight, but obviously not anywhere where we want to be. But that's expected. We've really taken a process-oriented approach to this fall, and hopefully that process-oriented approach will continue to serve us well, not only Saturday, but games as this season unfolds. So that's just a little bit about, I guess, the game in general.
Talked about the defense, and you guys will be as good as your defense is. Was that first half defense maybe a little worse than you thought it was, or were they just hitting contested shots?
Yeah, from my understanding, I think two of those guys that made threes were the first threes of their career. I think you really got to look at the film to see how well we contested them. But I think, as I've talked about with you and others, with the three-point line going back, we've kind of made some adjustments to our defense, and we're willing to give some of those up, given our probably lack of a shot blocking presence, given the fact that we're trying to keep our guys out of foul trouble. We've kind of acknowledged that we will possibly give up contested three-point shots. It's a little different than some things we've done in the past, but the way the game played out was pretty much how we would like it to, as far as if a team is making early threes, it's kind of a good thing. I guess if they make them the whole game, I'm sitting here with egg on my face, but at the end of the day, they went 2 for 12 in the second half from three, 35% from the field in the second half, and we still turned them over 22 times. So I think defensively there's some positive things there to build on. I don't necessarily love everything I saw today, but I like what we have. I really do. I like this team.
To follow that, though, on the defensive side of things, you showed about how much of your defense tonight. Obviously, this was a regular season game. It wasn't an exhibition.
Yeah.
But the opponent isn't what you're going to be facing.
Yeah. I think anyone that watched it, there wasn't much pressure. We really focused on our half-court defense and trying to get reps in it and improving it and just focusing on getting stops when we need to. I think the extent of our defense will vary as the season unfolds, as these games unfold. But tonight, obviously, we kind of did some three-quarter court pressure. But most of what we were trying to do, we wanted to go in and say, let's get 75 to 90 great half-court defensive possessions where we can just improve, get good film, talk, grow, and just hopefully allow us to get better for Saturday.
CB obviously came back on court. Update on him?
Yeah, unfortunately, I see some demons on injuries these days. So I went over there, and I think just initially just hearing what was being said, I felt comfortable. I think it was just like a sprain of some kind. But he was cleared to come back in the game, and we let him back in the game.
Paul, you only used 8 players up until the last 6 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
You don't often see that this early in the season. Usually it's kind of liberal with the substitutions. Talk about that.
Yeah, I think, with Drew not being here, I think, getting minutes, particularly for someone like Zane to kind of get in there and get those repetitions was really important to us. And we have had 2 scrimmages where we have played everybody. So we needed to kind of get the guys we're going to be playing, I think, in a groove with each other and used to the substitution patterns and trying out to go and kind of win a basketball game. So I think it was a little bit of both. I think obviously trying to get some more minutes going forward, realizing that Zane's going to be playing some point guard for us, so getting some extra ones there, and then also getting those guys in a little bit of a rhythm playing with each other.
Coach, is it important to play in a more, if you will, meaner attitude, not arrogant, but a swagger? Do you want your guys building towards that sort of attitude?
Yeah, I think our guys have that. That's probably my concern. I like the swagger. It can't border on the arrogance. The arrogance would be when we take plays off. The arrogance would be when we give up a free throw rebound or just kind of some little things. But I like that about us. Our team is not lacking for confidence. We've just got to find a way to make sure we harness that the right way. I thought, that 5-minute, 6-minute stretch there in the early part of the second half, these guys finally kind of found a bit of a groove and played with the kind of intensity I want them to play with all the time. And I thought they did that. So I think we just got to find a way to play those stretches a little bit longer and just get better for Saturday night.
You think you got to really just kind of get better just on the boards? I mean, it seemed like I saw you get frustrated.
Yeah.
I saw Carlton get frustrated.
Yeah, no, the rebounding has been something we've been harping on all fall. It's been a struggle for us in our scrimmages and was a struggle for us again tonight. We've got to get better at rebounding the ball off our own backboard, and I know we shot a really high percentage tonight, which is great, but 3 offensive rebounds, our rebounding still is something that we have to improve on for sure. I don't lose sleep over it because we can do it, and I know we can. We've got to get there, and we've spent so much time on trying to be a good half-court defensive basketball team. We've probably lost some other areas of things that we've got to kind of get caught up on now, but that was part of our process. I felt like if we can get stops, we have enough talent, too much talent to waste, and in order to, I think, utilize that, we just got to find a way to get stops and rebounds.
Well, Watts led during the Cherry and Silver, and he led again today. Is this the beginning of that Jason Tatum storyline you were talking about?
I hope so. I think McQuatch serves a huge role for us because he's an energy guy that can guard positions, and he's good at playing without the basketball. We have a lot of ball-dominant guys who are good with the ball, and you need to couple them with players that can play well without the ball. So for Quach to have a night like that, 5 for 7, 4 for 5 from the free throw line, is big because he doesn't get the ball much. He just gets it in transition. He gets it off playing off these guys. And when you have players like that around guys that are very good with the ball, I mean, offense isn't my concern right now. We need to value the basketball more, which I think is a little bit more carelessness than it is skill, and we just have to value it and respect it more. And like I said, that's something that's easily fixable. I'm not going home at night going, oh my gosh, we can't enter the ball properly. We're going to keep turning it over. We know how to do it. We just get a little bit casual because we are so talented.
Vance did not attempt his first shot until his 13th minute on the floor. Is that a sign that maybe the offense doesn't have to run through any one player, and does that surprise you too?
Yeah, it's kind of what I said at the outset. Our biggest challenge, I think, is finding a way to get all these offensive guys together and playing well. And it's going to be a season-long thing where guys might get in grooves for a little bit and then other guys don't. And I think we just have to manage it. That's a coaching thing, and that's these guys individually saying, you know what, maybe it's this guy's night or maybe it's that guy's night. And really, even if you look at it, you go 13, 6, 9, 16, 13, 12, 13. So it was spread out pretty well, and that's awesome. I love that kind of versatility. And I know we keep talking about offense, but really for us, we've got to find a way to guard the ball. I'm not going home worried too much about Vance. I'm worried about the 3-point shots we gave up. I'm worried about some things that we need to do to get better for Saturday.
All right, so another non-defense question. Jaquan's offense tonight, 11 assists, 4 made field goals. That's 15 of your, I think, 33 made field goals that he accounted for. And I'm curious what you thought of his kind of controlling of the game and just the first time he's played in 2+ years now.
Yeah, he was spectacular. I thought offensively, particularly in that first half, as we were trying to all kind of shake the rust off and find our groove, he kind of carried us through that stretch. And then as the game wore on, other guys found their groove, and I think he kind of carried us through that. We had a transition possession late where there really wasn't anything there. It was my favorite play of the game because we were throwing the ball away so much in transition, and he kind of came down late, and there really wasn't anything there. And as opposed to forcing it, which we did 21 other times, he kicked it out, and it was just a very heady veteran play that I hope can rub off on some of the other guys. You know, we had a lot of careless turnovers that we've got to clean up going forward, because when you shoot 60% from the field, it's criminal to be turning it over it that way. So I'm kind of segueing, I guess, away from Quan, but he was awesome. He's upset I took him out, but at that time and score of the game, I just felt it was best to, because of how well he played, let's keep him healthy for Saturday night.
Back to your opening statement, what are your thoughts on the power of sport to heal people and bring people together after a tragedy?
Whew, I haven't really thought much about that. I would hope it's powerful. I think particularly in America, sport and college sport plays a very big role in our society, and whatever we can do as a Lobo basketball program, or really just Lobo athletics, to help in that process. And I have offered up to Coach Davey whatever we can or can't do during a game or in any kind of way to help in that process. If people feel that that's helpful, we're here to do that. I think I've said before, mental health is serious. It's something I try and take seriously with our student athletes, and giving them every resource we can. And I probably still don't even come close to doing enough to give them the things that they need in order to continue to grow and develop as young men. And even as the football player, it wasn't a football player, it wasn't a basketball player, it was a Lobo, you know, and that's I think all of us need to kind of hopefully use this as a opportunity to grow.
Since we won't see you before Saturday, just thoughts on weekend matchup?
Yeah, I haven't looked at them. Obviously know what happened against them last year. I'm aware of a few other players. I haven't spent a minute on them. That's going to be all night tonight, and we'll get our game plan for these guys for tomorrow. But obviously a team that took us to the wire, they're picked to win their league. Very talented, much better than technically, possibly much better than the team we played tonight. We're going to have a better effort than we did tonight. But I'm okay with that. I like the process we're on. We're not where we need to be right now, and I'm okay with that, because that's eventually where we're going to get. And as long as these guys are bought in and want to do it, this team can be special, and I'm excited about it.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.